Today we're going to talk about the word slippery. It's kind of weird, but I couldn't sleep last night. It was like I was wide awake. Maybe because I kind of had to take a nap earlier, but anyway, I was reading the scriptures and I was like, okay, like I was wide awake. So what I read was these verses in Helaman, and they said the word slippery 3 times. And I was like, I don't know, it kind of just caught my attention. So I was like, let's go into it. It said, although we had remembered the Lord our God in the day that he gave us our riches, and they would not have become slippery, that we should lose them. For behold, our riches are gone from us. Yea, we hid up our treasures, and they have slipped away from us. Oh, that we had repented in the day that the word of the Lord came unto us. For behold, the land is cursed, and all things are become slippery, and we cannot hold them. And right before that, a few verses before, it said, Yea, how long will ye suffer yourselves to be led by foolish and blind guides? That was another phrase that really stuck out to me. That is very applicable to us. It's just going to be more exhausting, so exhausting. And it's kind of saying, my interpretation is like, how long are you going to keep listening to people with false promises? How long are you going to keep on listening to people who promise things that feel so, that just seem like it's just going to get you out of the hard work and out of the suffering? Every successful person has said this. There is no shortcut. There is no shortcut. They say it is possible, but there's a lot of people out there who are kind of insisting you take the easy way, and insisting that there's a way without commitment. And the reality is that you have to put in the time. You have to be consistent. You have to be committed to something. You have to be devoted. And, giving into every single instant desire is never going to get you there. And avoiding hard work is just going to make you have to do hard work later, right? And that's something that I think is really taught here. What else it says? God hath given unto you a knowledge, and he hath made you free. By the way, this is Helaman 13 and 14. He hath given unto you that ye might know good from evil, and he hath given unto you that ye might choose life or death. And you can do good and be restored unto that which is good, or have that which is good restored unto you, or you can do evil and have that which is evil restored unto you. This is another thing. It's all in the same thing, because it's all choosing. If we're following someone who's a foolish and blind guide, we're choosing to follow that person. He's given us knowledge, and he hath made you free. Behold, ye are free. Ye are permitted to act for yourselves. Okay, you're permitted to act for yourselves. No, you don't have to do anything. And there's a part of all humans that don't really like being told what to do. Some people have it stronger than others. I certainly have it very strongly. It's a stubborn thing. It's like any sense of feeling boxed in, caged in, locked in. I am like, get me out of here. Do not tell me what to do. I have it. And it's something that can be worked on. But other people have it in different areas. And the reality is things like that is not what takes away your freedom, because your attitude is your freedom. You're working in a job. That job is not making you miserable. Your attitude, you have freedom to choose your attitude. And that's where real freedom comes in. And that's, if you know anything about Viktor Frankl, that's what he teaches. That's what it's about. That's where real freedom is. And we don't like that, because we like our ego, our mind, it likes the model that as soon as I have something, then I will be this. When really it's not that way at all. The reality of nature, the laws of nature, is your internal world creates your external world. Now I'm teaching you stuff that the science, Dr. Joe Dispenza has studied a lot of this, hooked up people to the brain scans, measuring the hormone levels, neurochemical brain state waves. So I have studied him for years and years, just so you know what I'm talking about. And he talks about cause and effect versus causing an effect. Okay? We can cause and effect with our internal state. But most people think that okay, so it rains outside, that's the cause. The effect is I'm mad. That's how people live their life. If we have preferences, that Michael Singer talks about this too, we have preferences like, I want this person to answer the phone. If they answer the phone, I'm happy. If they don't answer the phone, then I'm not happy. Do you see how many things have to go right for you to be happy if that's your model? So that's what we're talking about here, is like, what is the model and can it be shifted? Yes, I'm going to tell you it can't be shifted in one day. You have to remind yourself of this. You have to have a new devoted practice to this world, to this internal world that you have, where you can create feelings before an event actually occurs. Because it is proven as well that your brain doesn't know the difference between something that is happening in your imagination and something that's really happening. That's why you can be at home and just think about Disneyland and start to feel like you're about to cry. Okay, maybe that wouldn't be you, but that would be me. It's why you can think about a memory of a fun experience you had, or you can start laughing, or you can start feeling this or that, because the brain, just the thought alone can create the feeling. So if you're waiting for something to make you free, if you're waiting for something outside of you to let you feel relaxed, to let you feel like you can celebrate, guys, you're gonna be 95. That's dumb. Here is the secret. You can feel it now. You can feel free, you can feel loving, you can feel celebratory, you can feel grateful. Boy, can you feel grateful, because sometimes I just start feeling so happy that I can see, and I feel so happy that like my ankles are working, my toes are working, my knees are working, that I'm allowed to walk, because some people are not. There's a lot of people all over the world who are in hospitals right now who can't do what you can do right now. And your mind, if you don't direct it to be grateful for something, your mind will probably, the mind has a negative bias system. It's going to say, this is what's wrong, this is what I don't have yet, this is what I did wrong, this is what I should have done better, this is what this person did wrong, why are all these people? Those things could be true. They could be. And how long are you going to spend focusing on it? Because that's part of your freedom as well. This scripture says, ye are free, ye are permitted to act for yourselves. For behold, God hath given unto you a knowledge, and he hath made you free. He hath given unto you that ye might know good from evil, and he hath given unto you that ye might choose life or death. And ye can do good and be restored unto that which is good, or have that which is good restored unto you, or you can do evil and have that which is evil restored unto you. Where, if Tony Robbins, you know, my favorite, he says, where focus goes, energy flows. So how long are you going to be focusing on what you still don't have, what you still haven't accomplished, what you still have, what your boss did that's not fair? You can, those are valid. This is not like about ignoring it, but I'm telling you, it's actually amazing that this light bulb is on right now. It's amazing that this phone exists. We don't need anything. So just take a deep breath and say, everything that I need, I now have. Right now, everything that I need right now, in this moment, I have it and more. How many enjoyable joys do you get to have because of your senses? You can feel, touch, see, smell, hear, and then inside, feel emotions. Something not to be forgotten, the freedom, the blessings, the gratitude, where focus goes. You can change the natural bias of your thought. At the end of the day, I have a journal that says, what are 3 good things that happened today? Sometimes I'm like, I forgot about all these because I was focusing on the one thing that didn't go well. A lot of things are going right all of the time. And back to, okay, we started this by talking about slippery. This slippery, and then being blind, what does it say? Chapter 13, verse 29. How long will ye suffer yourselves to be led by foolish and blind guides? And then the next things talk about slippery, and things being, that says like, our riches, they would have become slippery, that we should lose them. For behold, our riches are gone. all things became slippery and we can't hold them. It's because what I think it means is those things don't last, they're not attainable. Like whatever it is, fame, the fancy clothes, like even if like you buy these like amazing dress and you're so excited for like 1 hour or 1 day or 1 week or 3 months, it's still not going to provide something deeper. Does that mean you shouldn't get the dress? Not necessarily, but is that only reason why you're buying it, for feeling that? You can't hold on to any of it. And then the slippery also has to do with the choices we make when we start to justify ourselves and lower our standards. When we lower our standards, that does not increase your quality of life. Do you know what Tony says in all of his events? He says, you want to change your life? You want to change the quality of your life? Change your standards. He knows a lot. And if he's going to take everything he knows and simplify it so that we can all understand it, and if that's what he's going to repeat, you know, repetition is the mother's skill, repetition. He says that so many times. Raise your standards. And not settling for less than you can be or do or have or create in this lifetime. And so when you set out a goal, and you're like, I want to do this, and these are the new standards I want to operate, I want to up level to. You of course are going to want to fall back to old ones, or you're going to want to fall to the standards of the people around you. Keep your standards high, because you're the one, you know, going to bed. Your head is hitting the pillow every night, and you're living with those choices that you made. So I'll just recap. We talked about today, Helaman chapter 13. How long will you choose darkness rather than light? How long? It's never too late. You can choose light right now.